Welcome to Inside Gaming. I'm Brian. It's the weekend roundup. So obviously the big news this week was Microsoft buying ZeniMax, the parent company of Bethesda, id Software, Arcane Studios, and a whole lot more. They made the purchase for an eye-popping $7.5 billion. It's completely shaken up the gaming industry. To date, Microsoft has spent more than $10 billion buying up studios. That's probably mostly ZeniMax and Minecraft, but still, that's still a lot. It sounds like they're not done buying studios, or at least they're saying it's a distinct possibility. CEO Satya Nadella told CNET that Microsoft will consider buying more studios in the future, saying, quote, "We'll always look for places where there's that commonality of purpose, mission, and culture." He went on to say, "We will always look to grow inorganically where it makes sense." That is some CEO speak, inorganically, meaning we're just going to buy your butt. So why are they doing this? Well, because he sees Xbox as a brand being a larger player in the entertainment industry, so obviously they're going to need more games. He added that content is just the incredible agreement to our platform that we continue to invest in, and of course, he pointed to Game Pass. So why buy a studio? Why not just build your own? Well, Nadella said it's easier to snag studios that already exist, saying you can't wake up one day and say, let me build a game studio. I mean, you can do that, but maybe it's just not as effective. As for Bethesda, Xbox boss Phil Spencer told CNET that the studio's games will now hit Game Pass at the same time they release in stores and digitally, so that's going to be incredible. They'll also be available through Project xCloud, which is, of course, their streaming service. Phil called the Bethesda acquisition, quote, a huge investment in games that they're going to get to play, meaning players. He said that Bethesda will run semi-independently, saying it's about the culture of those teams. They're not about becoming us. Now, pretty crazy to think that in the future, all Bethesda games might be just Xbox and PC only. It's nuts. But yeah, all of this shows that Microsoft not done acquiring studios. They're a giant company. They had more than $125 billion in revenue last year. Of the three big gaming companies, they're the only ones with the cash that could have pulled out that kind of deal, which got me thinking, remember how Phil Spencer said a while back that he didn't think Sony and Nintendo were in their league? Specifically, he said, when you talk about Nintendo and Sony, we have a ton of respect for them, but we see Amazon and Google as the main competitors going forward. And now I guess we know what he meant. Google's got Stadia, Amazon just announced Luna, so the cloud streaming wars, they are here. All right, we're going to get to the rest of the stories in just a second, but first, let's talk about our good friends over at ExpressVPN. Guys, when you use the bathroom, you close the door behind you, right? Common courtesy. Also, you don't want a random person looking in on you. That's awkward for everybody. That's permanently scarring. So why would you let people look in on you when you go online? Using the internet without ExpressVPN, just like going to the bathroom and not closing the door. Did you know your ISP like Comcast or Verizon knows every single website you visit? Yeah, you don't want them knowing that. You don't want them knowing what freaky stuff you're into. What's worse, they can sell that info to ad companies and tech giants who use your data to target you. ExpressVPN puts a stop to it. It creates a secure, encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet so your online activity can't be seen by anybody. I use ExpressVPN on all my devices. It works on phones, laptops, even routers, so everybody who shares your Wi-Fi can still be protected even if they don't have ExpressVPN. The best part is it's easy as closing the bathroom door. Just fire up the app, click a button, and you are protected. It's rated #1 VPN by CNET, Wired, The Verge, and others. So if you're like me and you think your online activity is your business, which it is, secure yourself by visiting expressvpn.com/roundup today. Use my exclusive link expressvpn.com/roundup. That's one word. Get an extra 3 months for free. That's expressvpn.com/roundup. Thank you, ExpressVPN. We love you guys. They've been a big supporter of the show and of Roundup. All right, on to the rest of the stories. Well, we have figured out how much it'll cost to expand your storage in your fancy new Xbox Series X or your S. It is not cheap, guys, at all. Microsoft partnered with Seagate. They made proprietary expansion cards. Basically, they're the size of a flash drive, because nobody learned from the PS Vita, apparently, that everyone hates this. But Best Buy has the 1 terabyte cards up right now. It's available for the low price of $220. That's nuts. That's nearly 75% of the price of the Series S. It's 45% of the price of a Series X. Oh my gosh. That's where they get you, the accessories. All right, moving on. The former CEO of Blizzard is starting a new gaming company. Sounds like a lot of Blizzard veterans are joining him. Mike Morhaime's new company is called Dreamhaven. They recently announced it. It's a kind of a combination of a publisher and a developer with a, quote, common goal to empower creators, help bring their ideas to life, and create original gaming experiences that foster meaningful connections between players. They also announced its first 2 studios under Dreamhaven. There's Moonshot Games, that's headed up by former Blizzard executive producer Jason Chase, and Secret Door is the other studio led by Blizzard alums Chris Sagatti, Alan Dabry, and Eric Dodds. In a statement, Morhaime said, "I'm excited to team up with such talented people who care deeply about games and their communities. I've always believed in the power of games to bring people together regardless of backgrounds or boundaries." Let's talk about No Man's Sky. It's still plugging away. It's getting better. There's a huge new update out that adds a ton more to the game. It's called Origins, and it adds basically a lot more variety, more plants, animals, mountains, oceans to explore. It's been a really busy year for the developers at Hello Games. So far this year, they've added to No Man's Sky. There was that horror update, mech suits, cross-platform multiplayer. The studio head Sean Murray said they've wanted to do this particular update for a while, saying, "We've updated the game a lot since then, but actually that universe has stayed pretty static. The terrain, the plants, the creatures, the things that you see, those have largely stayed the same." Obviously, they wanted to change that up. The update, it's out now. It's free across all platforms. Props to Hello Games for all the work they've done to get No Man's Sky in the shape that it is. It was a rough launch, but they have stayed with it. All right, with a new console generation about to start, there's lots of talk about which games might get a free next-gen upgrade. Spider-Man on the PS4, not one of them. Sony confirmed to Kotaku there's no upgrade path for existing owners of Marvel's Spider-Man on PS4 to get the upcoming PS5 remastered version. Plus, it won't even be available to purchase separately. You can only get it as part of the $70 Miles Morales Ultimate Edition. Sony told Kotaku, Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered is an enhanced version of Marvel's Spider-Man and is included as part of Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Edition for the PlayStation 5. In addition, players who purchase Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales on the PlayStation 4 can upgrade at no additional cost to the PS5 version of Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales and can take advantage of a paid upgrade to download Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered. So what they're saying is, if you buy Miles Morales on the PS4, you can get a free PS5 upgrade of the game, but just the Miles Morales part. If you want to get the PS5 remastered version of the base Spider-Man game, that's $20 extra, so they're just not being cool about it at all. It looks like Fall Guys had one of the biggest launches on PC of any game ever. According to SuperData, last month, August, the game pulled in $185 million. That is the biggest PC launch of any game since Overwatch back in 2016. Pretty good company there. SuperData said that while the game was free for PS Plus subscribers, talking about Fall Guys, about 8.2 million players bought the PC version of Fall Guys. SuperData wrote, the breakout success of Fall Guys was especially impressive since it came from a relatively small development team. The game's chaotic, wacky gameplay was a big draw on gaming video content platforms like Twitch, where it topped the viewership charts in the lead up to launch. Yeah, it was the second most popular game for the month on Twitch, just behind League of Legends. But of course, everyone was behind just chatting, because people just want to chat, guys. We're humans. We just want connection. Pretty incredible start, though, for Fall Guys, especially for a little indie game. It'll be interesting to see in the coming months if they can keep up that momentum. All right, time for a 5-second review. Damn, the Devil's Son is hot. That's a hot boy. All right, let's talk about the games coming out next week. First up, Spelunky 2 comes to PC. Spelunky 2 builds on the unique randomized challenges that made the original a roguelike classic, offering a huge adventure designed to satisfy players old and new, meet the next generation of explorers as they find themselves on the moon, searching for treasure and missing family. It comes to Steam September 29th. Next, The Walking Dead Onslaught. There's no rest when survival is on the line. Step into AMC's The Walking Dead and prepare for an onslaught of walkers as you assume the roles of your favorite characters from the show and confront the horrors and the humanity of this apocalyptic new world. It comes to PSVR, Oculus Home, and Steam VR September 29th. Warsaw is a challenging turn-based tactical RPG set in an occupied capital during World War II. Pick your heroes, select salvaged arms, navigate historic streets, stand up to occupying forces, and try to survive the 63 days of hell in this historically accurate portrayal of Poles fighting for their city. It comes to PS4 September 29th, Switch October 1st, and Xbox One October 2nd. Very staggered. Next up, Super Mario Bros. 35. You've never played a Super Mario Bros. Game like this before. It's Super Mario Bros. With a 35-player twist. 35 is to commemorate the anniversary, if you didn't know. Race against time, defeat enemies, sabotage your opponents in an online battle to be the last Mario standing. Each player is given the same timed stage, but you must defeat enemies to earn extra time and attack your opponents. Don't forget to pick up some coins on your way. They can be used to get in-game items like power-ups. With speed, skill, and strategy, you could be the last Mario standing. Oh yeah, I'm the best. Oh wait, Toad says that, I think. It comes to Switch Online October 1st. Next up, Ys Origin. Oh, good game. Enter the world of Ys and discover one of the greatest Japanese ARPGs of all time. That's actually very true. Following a devastating demonic invasion, the twin goddesses use their magic to bring the inhabitants of legendary Ys safely into the sky. While the demons work to construct Devil's Tower and reach the humans' new home, the goddesses disappear. As a mighty warrior or a cunning mage, you must seek the goddesses in Devil's Tower. With your swordsmanship and spells, can you banish evil from the land of your ancestors? Go for it, dude. You can do it. I believe you. It comes to Switch October 1st. Next, it's a big one. Star Wars Squadrons. Master the art of starfighter combat in the authentic piloting experience, Star Wars Squadrons. Buckle up and feel the adrenaline of first-person multiplayer space dogfights alongside your squadron. Pilots who enlist will step into the cockpits of starfighters from both the New Republic and Imperial fleets and fight in strategic 5v5 space battles. Modify your starfighter and adjust the composition of your squadron to suit varying playstyles, and of course, crush the opposition. Take control of starfighters like the X-Wing and the TIE Fighter, customize loadouts and cosmetics, divert power between weapons, shields, and engines while immersing yourself in the cockpit, and you'll have the option to play the game entirely in virtual reality. Cool. It comes to PC, PS4, and Xbox One October 2nd. And finally, Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. It's about time for a brand-whumping new Crash Bandicoot game. Crash forward into a time-shattered adventure with your favorite marsupials. Neo Cortex and Entropy are back at it again and are launching an all-out assault on not just this universe, but the entire multiverse. Crash and Coco are here to save the day by reuniting the 4 quantum masks and bending the rules of reality. New abilities? Check. More playable characters? Yep. Alternate dimensions? Obviously. Redonkulous bosses? For sure. Same awesome sauce? You bet your sweet jorts. Wait, are they actually jorts? Not in this universe. It comes to PS4 and Xbox One October 2nd. That's all the news we got for you this week, guys. I hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you soon.
Microsoft just dropped a bomb on the gaming industry with one of the biggest acquisitions we've ever seen. Had a lot of ideas to fit into that opening.
Yeah, news broke early this morning that Microsoft had acquired ZeniMax Media, aka the parent company of Bethesda Softworks, id Software, Arcane